Piano Annie here with a remake of one of my original videos on the 12-bar blues pattern and a basic left hand that you can use for your blues and boogie-woogie improvisations. So let's start with that basic left hand. Your pinky on the left hand will find C, and C we'll think of as our number one note, our root note. But if we're using numbers, number one. So you take the C and then you count up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to find the G. You put your pointer on the G, and that is your fifth interval, F-I-F-T-H, okay? You'll strike that, and then you'll go to a sixth interval. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, also C, D, E, F, G, A, and there you go. There's your sixth interval. So in the simplest terms, we'll just go from the fifth interval to the sixth interval, okay? When you do that 4 times, you'll have 1 bar, which just means one segment of the music, and we're going to have a total of 12 bars. So 1 bar will be these simple 4 strikes of the piano. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ultimately, I'd like to get you into a shuffle pattern where you'd be striking each of those intervals twice and therefore striking the piano 8 times per bar. And it would sound like this. And what happens is you're giving a little more time value to that first strike of the interval than you are to the second strike of the interval. But that's also covered in another video. So for now, just for learning this pattern, we'll stick with 4 strikes of the piano per bar. Okay? All right. So the 12-bar blues pattern starts with 4 bars of C. All right, so it would just be this. You would do that 4 times. And then you would move your pinky up to F, which is the 4th note in the scale. And you would also find a 5th interval starting from F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a C. You would put your pointer on that C, and then you would put your thumb for the 6th interval on D. So it would be 5th interval, 6th interval. That would be 1 bar. That would be 2 bars. And so far for our 12-bar pattern, we have 4 bars of C and 2 bars of F. Then you would return your hand to the C and do 2 more bars there in C. Again. All right. The next part of the pattern is to move your pinky up to G. And you would do the same thing. You would find a 5th interval and a 6th interval. Okay, G, D, and then G, E. You would do just 1 bar here in G. And then you would go down 1 whole step to F, and you would do 1 bar in F. And then you return to C, and you finish up with 2 bars in C. And then 1 more bar, and that equals 12. So it's 4 bars in C, 2 bars in F, 2 bars in C, 1 bar in G, 1 bar in F, 2 bars in C. Now there are variations to that. You'll find that some people go up to the F position for the 2nd bar. And you'll find that at the end, instead of doing those 2 bars in C, a lot of players will go up to G and use either the 11th and 12th bar or just the 12th bar and do something in G to do what's called a turnaround. Okay? So there are variations, but for this level, at the beginner level, just learn that 12-bar pattern and learn it so well that you could do it while you're talking, while you're reading, while you're thinking about something else. Basically, it's business in the left hand that just keeps going without you even having to think about it, and it's a party in the right hand while you're playing and having some fun. And it would be great if you could learn to do this without even looking at it, so that eventually your hand just finds the distance between the C and the F, then the F back to the C, and then from the G to the F and the F to the C. And you do that without even having to look at it. So your hand just knows it. It's called muscle memory. It sort of bypasses your brain. That's how well you're going to know it. Okay? All right, so here's just an example. I'll do something very simple just using the notes from the blues scale, and I'll go through a 12-bar blues. So it'll be 4 strikes of the piano per bar, plus this one warm-up bar. And then here we go. Okay, it's very basic, 12-bar blues, and just using some notes of the blues scale up here in different patterns. All right, so now let's say you wanted to take it to the next step and do that shuffle pattern. That would be 96 total strikes of the piano because this would be 1 bar. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it would just be the same thing, but it would be just a lot more strikes of the piano in that sort of rhythm that I call long, short also. So it's a little longer, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. All right, so here's an example of how that would work in a 12-bar blues with 1 bar of warm-up. Okay, so very simple, and that's how you should start. Just really get that left hand down so well that you can try a couple different things. Once you have that left hand really committed to memory and committed to your fingers, then you can start getting a little more wild up here. And I promise it will happen. But when you start, feel free to even just hit, like, pick a chord or like a little interval up here, like this third interval of E and G, and just maybe try it like this. Okay, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but you get the idea. Keep it as simple as you need to until you can master that left hand. And I promise you'll get it. And once you do, it's just going to open up a whole new world. All right. I hope you enjoyed the 12-bar blues, and I'll see you next time.